everybody. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to all those who are now tuned in to Feast TV Live. Friends, I'm Jay Yogawin, and I'd like to welcome all of you to our very special interview that will happen today because we are now going to have our conversation with industry leaders. And in this segment, we want to be able to reach out to you wherever you are, into your homes, so that you will feel your Feast family still with you at this crisis. Dear friends, this is Feast TV Live. This is your dose of hope, of inspiration, and empowerment, especially at these trying times. Friends, today we're going to interview a very important person in terms of our knowledge of health using one very natural and easily available resource that all of us can use and all of us have. And so I'm very excited for all of you. Now, before we go, I just like to encourage you, please come and involve yourself with our conversation. Be part of this interview by typing in any of your reactions, any of your questions, even right now. And please, if you can share this video, do share it, tag it with your friends. And we're also on YouTube. And so kindly please, of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's Feast TV Official. And then also, of course, click that notification button so that you'll be able to you'll be able to be alert for any new things that we will be posting on YouTube. Again, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like our page, share this video to as many people. Para sa mga lahat ng mga taong, let's say, nagkakasakit, ay nako, I tell you, the information, the knowledge that you will learn from this section that we're going to have may really help you because it's something so obvious that many people would neglect it. I myself neglected this aspect of health, and this afternoon we're going to really realize a whole lot of things. We'd like to say thank you for tuning in, Shelly. Thank you, Shelly Ann. Thank you, Gary. Also, thank you for joining us. And we have Janice Laurie. Thank you. Whoa, from New Jersey. All right. Did I pronounce that well? Is it Janice or Janice? Thank you for joining us from all the way there. So it would be a wonderful thing if all of us, now that we're borderless, all right, we can learn, use this time to really know much more. Hello, Concha. Thank you for tuning in, for watching. Also, Sister Mayan, thank you. Thank you. You actually introduced me to this area of health. Thank you so much. Hello, sis. Thank you so much. Yeah. Hashtag snowdrop. Hello, sis. Thank you so much for joining us. To all those who are just there, just type it in, all right? So that we know where you are from. Lai, thank you. Grashana from Jeddah. Thank you so much for joining us too. Oh my gosh. Do tag your friends. Tell everybody to join us. Hello, Joy. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. All right. Oh, Rachel. So yeah, we have Rachel also from from Jeddah. That's Grashana. Thank you. Hi to all our friends outside the Philippines, all the Feast members, all outside the Philippines. Thank you. Oh, we have Jeremy. Hello. Thank you for joining us. We hope that you'll stick it out with us until the end so that you can also ask some questions. We have Lai, all right, from Antique. Oh my. Thank you. Kamusta kayo dyan? And also from Qatar. We have a lot of people from Middle East. No? Hello, Alvin. Hello, Lynn from Bulacan. Ayan, no? Back home. Okay. So thank you. We have Cecile or Cecil. All right. Thank you. Hello, sis. Thank you for joining us. Another Cecil also. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. If you have some friends, they're at home, family who'd really like to know how to improve their health, do tune in. Let them hear this. Lahat po ng taong gustong magpapayat. Ayan. I did a little research, and with whatever will be shared now, there are a lot of things that you can benefit from whatever we're going to discuss today. Friends, we just had some time for everybody to come in. Allow me once again to to welcome everybody from the Philippines and from all over the world to Feast TV Live. This is our conversation with industry leaders, and this afternoon we are privileged to interview a medical doctor who has been advocating a revolutionary way of looking at health. All right, I say revolutionary in terms of, for many people, they do not see the benefit of something so obvious as a resource for health. For those who don't know me, I'm Brother Jay Gawin. I am currently the feast builder of Feast Valle Verde in Pasig, and also Wednesday Feast Festival in Alabang, in Muntinlupa. And it's a privilege for me to be here, to be your host for our interview at Feast TV Live this Monday. So are you ready? All right, are you ready? By the way, do just type in your questions, do type in your realizations. It would be wonderful for you to to um, to give us your thoughts, so that later on, when we have the question and answer period, we will be able to also ask your questions. All right, allow me to just give a simple introduction to our guest speaker, our guest for this interview, dear friends. As I've said, he's a medical doctor. He's been practicing for the past 30 years. By profession, he is a pediatrician, and earlier when we were talking, he actually really hails from Pangasinan. However, he did all his studies in Manila. But right now, sabi nga niya, he is NPA, no permanent address. Why? Because he's just so busy promoting what he has discovered and what he has been sharing to a whole lot of people, helping them with their health. And this afternoon, we are going to be privileged to know what this, let's say, secret is for gaining proper health, and also a solution to a whole lot of difficulties that many of people who are ill may want to know. Dear friends, it is my privilege to introduce Dr. Renato Paragas.
Hello, Brother Jay, and to all the
Hello, Doc.
viewers of Hello. Thank you for having me here. I believe that it's an honor and privilege.
Thank you, Doc. It is our honor because especially at this time, Doc, no, ang daming nagkakasakit. Kung hindi sa
Right.
katawan, sa pag-iisip. Hindi naman siguro sa pag-iisip mismo, siguro yung emosyon lang. Kasi sa lockdown na ito, naging conscious po yung mga tao sa health nila. Kaya we're really looking forward to this interview so that we may really know much more of how things will work. Doc, siguro ang simulan agad natin kasi nga ho, ang title ng ating interview is How Water with Minerals Can Naturally Heal Your Body. So, it's water. Paano ho ba ho yun? You mentioned that you are a big advocate of drinking water and only water. Mainly
Yes.
for drinking. Paano po ba? Why would we think this way, Doc?
Actually, Brother Jay, I've been drinking water only for the past 24 years. It so happened that dating back October of 1996, that was 3 months after the death of my mom, that the parent of my patient, since I'm a pediatrician, was offering me a form of water business, okay, quote unquote business. He was selling water purifier. So he informed me about the quality of water that he was selling. And then since I'm a pediatrician by practice, and majority of the composition of children and babies is water. So I became interested in it. And with that, I went to study further of what the health effects of water was to our body. And I was really very surprised that why did they not tackle this subject in the medical school when in fact the adult, for example, the adult human body, it is at least 70% water.
70%.
So, yes. So what you drink will make most of what your body is. So I would maybe compare this to a test paper. So if you're going to take examination, Even if you have perfected the 30%, this is what you eat against what you drink, which is 70%. So
70%.
yes, okay. So even if you eat properly, but if the beverage of your choice is wrong, then the majority of your body is wrong. And this will
Wow.
now lead to a disease.
That will lead to a disease.
Yes.
Wow. I was struck with that idea that, yeah, what you drink is who you are. Well, in
Yes.
a way, all right? So, because 70%, Doc, no? 70%. Okay. Ano ho ba ang effect kung, kasi nga, ang usual na gustong inumin ng mga tao ngayon, soft drinks, juice, lahat po ito. Ano pa ang masasabi natin tungkol dito para at least malaman ng mga tao po?
Okay. Water is different from all those beverages that you have mentioned. Why? Because all the beverages that you have mentioned, there are added substances into them. Okay,
Mm.
some could be like sugar, artificial sweeteners. Some could be artificial coloring, caramel, etc. Now, when you add something into water, like these chemicals, it will slow down its absorption in the body. And second, I will always compare our body to a car engine. Now, if your car runs on gasoline, even if the price of gasoline will be 1,000 pesos per liter, you have no choice but to put gasoline into it so that the engine will perform at its most efficient way.
Yes,
So
Doc.
too is the body. Actually, between the car engine and our body is more complicated.
Mm.
That's the reason why, since our body is made up of water, the primary and the only beverage that you should drink must be water, because the body will not recognize any form of beverage, because water has five basic functions that
Mhm.
it has to perform. And if you do not drink water, these physiologic functions would not happen. And if one of them will not happen, then your body or your organs will go into dysfunctioning, and this will now turn into a disease.
Into a disease. Wow. Doc, could you expand on those five basic functions? I think at least para malaman yung mga taong curious talaga o
Okay.
talaga, ganyan.
These five basic functions are, what do you call this? With the letters water. Okay?
Mismo.
So,
Okay.
yes. So, W is works to keep body cells toned.
Mm.
70% of our cell is composed of water. So,
Yes.
if you do not drink enough volume of water, your cells will shrink, just like the grape and the raisin. The grape and the raisin are of the same fruit, but their
Yes.
looks are different. The
Yes.
grape is smooth skin, it is fresh looking, and it is delectable to eat. Unlike the raisin, that's why they call it dry raisin, is because the skin is wrinkled, the size has become smaller, and then it does not taste as good as the grape. Now, the only difference between the two objects is that there are more water in the grape rather than the raisin.
That's the only difference, no?
Okay. Diba?
Wow.
It's just only different. It's the volume of water. Now,
Yes.
remember that our body is composed of 100 trillion individual cells, just like the grape. So if you're going to turn them to become raisins, then you will have a problem. Actually, wrinkling is just the lack of water. It is not because of your age. Although,
Mm.
as you age, it is normal that your cells will become to have lesser volume of water,
Of water.
and that will
As you
cause
grow.
degeneration. Yes. Okay.
Mm.
A, it assists in weight loss. Nature says that
Ayun na.
water and fats, they do not mix. So most
Mm.
of the
Yes.
obese people, okay, most of the obese people have these fats because they are lacking water. Remember
Mm-hmm.
that fats in the body is due to the lack of water. Because if your body lacks water, the liver will produce more cholesterol, and it's going to wrap up that cell, because cholesterol is the body's waterproofing element.
What?
Okay, so the
Oh.
best way to take out the cholesterol if you have high blood cholesterol is to drink more water, because between
Mm-hmm.
water and fats, the body will prefer water because it's the major component of our body.
Mm-hmm. This is
Tea.
the only time that we've heard that the cholesterol directly is connected to the amount of water. So less water,
Yes.
more tendency to produce cholesterol. Tama po
Actually,
ba?
the cholesterol being produced by the body is being produced by the liver. The
Yes.
fats that we eat, let's say from pork, from eggs, or any fatty food, has no bearing on your blood cholesterol. Because whether you like it or not, if your body is short of water, the liver will produce at least 1,000 milligrams of cholesterol.
Oh, cholesterol.
Okay,
If it
actually,
lacks water.
cholesterol is our friend, it's not our enemy. So those
Mm-hmm.
listeners or your viewers here, if they have time, they could just check on the article written by Dr. Mary Enig and Sally Fallon, okay, regarding the dangers of taking statin drugs. These are drugs that will lower down cholesterol. Okay, and the
Yes.
article will tell you why cholesterol is our friend and not our enemy. Okay,
Well,
okay. Letter T,
letter
transports
T.
nutrients. Yeah, transports nutrients and oxygen throughout the body. Now, when we eat, the food becomes digested and is passed into the intestine to be absorbed and distributed to the blood cells. Now, these nutrients and oxygens are dissolved in the water component of the blood. And it is the water that gets in and out of the blood vessels. Because if
Mm.
blood will get out of the blood vessels, that will tantamount to bleeding. Diba?
Mm.
So it is a
Yes.
water that gets in and out of the blood vessels and goes into the cells that are near the
Yes.
blood vessels. So
Yes,
all
correct.
these nutrients are being transported by water. Now, if you don't have adequate volume of water to make that distribution and delivery, then even if you're eating, your cells will not be nourished as they should be. That's the reason why parents and grandparents, if you see your children after eating and few hours after that, they're still hungry. It's because you have given them the wrong kind of beverage.
Mm. So it's
Okay.
possible to drink a whole lot of things and eat a lot of things and still
So
be
hungry.
not nourished and hungry.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Mm.
remember that your body will complain of starvation when the cells are not properly nourished.
Mm. That's
Okay.
the real hungry. Okay.
Yes.
All
Now,
right. Yes, doc.
if the water will get out of the cells, they will perform the letter E, which is eliminate acidic metabolic waste and toxins out of the cells.
Yes.
Now, the
Yes.
best cleansing agent is water. That's the reason why when you do cleanse anything, the substance that you always choose is water.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
please do not use any beverage to do that cleansing. You need water to do it.
Mm.
Okay? And letter R is regulate body temperature. It's
Mhm.
just like the car's radiator. If you don't put adequate water in it, your engine will overheat. That's the
Mhm.
reason why now these days, since it's summer and the temperature is rising so high, okay, the best
Yes.
way to avoid any heat-related disease is taking adequate volume of water. Because
Water.
water is the element that has high specific heat, meaning you would need more energy or calories to elevate its temperature by 1 degree Celsius. Okay? That's the reason why even if it's just burning metal, if you would just
Yes.
dip that into water, it will cool off immediately. So that's how important water is.
Mm. So talagang kailangan uminom ng tubig lalo na ngayon. At
Opo.
summer at ang init-init po dyan.
Yes.
Buti
Do
po
not
ako
drink
dito sa
those.
Baguio, medyo was less in temperature. But I hear that it's going to reach 40, even higher. Other areas in the Philippines are 50 degrees.
Wow.
Grabe hong init. So, ano pong recommendation nyo po for the amount of water to be drunk?
Okay. Since my childhood up to now, okay, I'm already a senior citizen. They still keep on
Wow.
saying 8 to 10 glasses.
Okay.
Now, while ago, Brother Jay, we talked about how much water is present in our body. And I said at least
70%.
70%. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, your 70% and my 70% is different.
Yes.
Okay. Your 70% and the people beside you don't have the same 70% because percentage means it's not a constant number. Okay.
Yes.
So 8 to 10 glasses actually is erroneous. And this is
Mhm.
although this is what people today follow. So
Wow.
my formula is 50 ml 50 ml
50
per
ml
50 ml per kilo body weight per day. So
per
take your
kilo
weight
body
in
weight.
kilograms, multiply it by 50 ml. So that will be the total volume in ml of water that you should take in a day. So if you are 40 kilos, you have to drink 8 glasses. That is 2 liters.
Two
Because
liters
one
kasi nga,
liter,
2,000.
because 1 liter is 1,000, and a regular glass should contain 250 ml of water, milliliters. Okay?
Milliliters,
So
yes.
if you are 50 kilos, you should drink 2.5 liters of water. That is 10 glasses. And if you are 60 kilograms in weight, you should drink at least 12 glasses. So that's how
Wow,
I make the
60.
computation. Yeah.
Oh my. Well, that alone, I think for many people, that will just blow their minds because in education and the usual lingo, common knowledge, they're just going to say 6 to 8 glasses. Eh, yung six to
Yes.
eight glasses nga po, hindi ho nangyayari yan eh.
Right.
Hindi ho
Yeah.
nangyayari yan. So you're saying to us that a 40-kilogram guy would already, at least that will still work for 40
Yes.
kilograms.
Right.
Yes. But higher than 40 kilograms, you should go higher than the 8 glass, let's say, popular idea. So
Yes.
250 milligrams, that is equivalent to a glass. And
Yes. No, it's
so
250 milliliters, not milligrams.
milliliters rather, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
milliliters. Yes,
Okay.
I'm sorry. Yes. So to all our viewers, you can just have that as a formula. All right. So once again, so you get your number of kilograms. Tama po, Doc, no?
Weight
Kilograms
in
times
kilograms, not
50.
pounds.
Weight in
Yeah,
kilograms, not
because yeah,
pounds.
not pounds.
Oh,
Because you'll
so
be using pounds, you'll be drinking double.
yes, yes. So
Hmm.
kilogram, convert your pounds to kilograms first at kilograms times 50. All
Yes.
right?
This is
Yan,
also
times
applicable in
50.
children.
Also applicable po sa children.
Yes.
Okay. So it doesn't, so marami rin po sa mga bata, no? Sasabihin na lang, bata naman, so okay lang kung mataba or
Hmm.
mabigat. So that's not necessarily the case, no po? So we have to just do it by proportion.
Yes.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you, Doc, for that, for the water. I think that alone, the WATER functions, ang dami nun pwede nating pag-usapan, like katulad nga ho yan, sabi niyo yung wrinkling lang. So, dear viewers, gusto niyo bang maging grape o maging raisin, di ba? Ganun po yon. So, about this, yan, tama, yung wrinkling. So, for those who are conscious of their skin, ano ho ba ang recommendation niyo dyan?
Okay. There are so many individuals, especially women, di ba? So they go to this, okay, what do you call that? Okay, the centers, the beauty centers. And then most of the problem is they have dry skin. The reason their skin is dry is because they are catering to dehydrating beverages, okay, instead of drinking water. Because
Okay.
today's commercial beverages, most of them are laden with caffeine. And caffeine
Caffeine.
is a diuretic. Okay, it would force your kidneys to throw out more water than the volume of the fluid that is contained in that beverage. So when they would cater to
Amazing.
that, okay, so their kidneys are forced to eliminate more water than they are supposed to. And therefore, when they dry up, even the skin will dry up. So when you would like to moisturize your skin, the best way to do that is to drink adequate volume of water because water is the best moisturizer. And that will also prevent their wrinkling. Okay, I will tell you, for example, Brother Jay, last year, I applied for my renewal of a visa, okay, to a foreign
Yes, Doc.
country. So I sent them my recent picture. And then they did not immediately approve because they asked me to send a recent picture. Remember,
Recent
I told you
picture.
initially, yeah, remember that I told you initially that I'm already a senior citizen. So they believe that my picture will be my face with all those wrinkles, but they did not find them on that picture. Okay, so
Yes,
they
close
required
up.
me to send. Yeah, so they required me to send another picture, one that was taken recently. So I did, and that was the only time that I believed that the original picture that I sent was really my picture at my
Was the
age.
same thing.
Yes.
Amazing, Doc. I was just saying also amazing a while ago because just that you saying that the cause of the wrinkles might be because of all these other stuff that we drink and
Yes.
caffeine.
Hmm.
I don't know, but there are some products there that even feature caffeine as part of that,
Right.
part of the
Right.
things that they put. But it is a
Hmm.
diuretic, as you mentioned. So,
Right.
tubig lang pala po. Eh,
So everything's
mahal ho
actually
yung mga
to me.
binibili ng mga
Yeah. That's the reason why
Mhm.
I've been utilizing water to treat my patients for the past 14 years. Water lang. Wala pang medication.
Grabe. Kaya pala kutis bata po tayo. walang pimple. Ang clear nga po. And then, I think also that would, yung pimples po siguro, no? Because a lot
Yeah.
of water. So,
Yes. Because
cleansing rin po
actually,
yun.
pimple is because of the accumulation of those toxic waste.
Okay. So once that water's there, then we can also let go of that,
Yes.
the toxic waste that we're talking about. All right. So, for you mentioned also in that thing about water, about cholesterol. Going back to that topic, Doc. How
Assisting
does
weight loss. Yeah.
water? Yes, in weight loss.
Yeah.
Okay. So kung gusto ko hong magbawas. Nga po. Kasi lalo na po ngayon, ang dami ng problema. Wala silang, hindi makapag-exercise. Yun yung
Mhm.
rason nila. Alright? O sige, aminin ko na, rason namin. Yan po. No, na hindi makalabas, hindi maka-gym, hindi maka-jogging, ganyan po. So how can water help us fix or handle our weight?
Okay. As I mentioned earlier, fat and water, they do not mix.
Yes.
Okay. So the only time these fats would accumulate in your system is when you lack water. Because I have mentioned like cholesterol is the body's waterproofing element. So when you are short of water, the liver will produce more cholesterol to wrap up the cell that is dehydrating. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because if the body would wrap this cell in cholesterol, water cannot pass through, and therefore
So
it
it
would
preserves the
conserve.
water.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
It
Okay.
preserves. It won't let go the little amount of water that is inside that cell. So the only way for you to let go of cholesterol is when you drink more water.
Mm-hmm. So, with that principle, Doc, how would you recommend? So, still, we follow that formula po ba? So, we
Yes.
follow that formula. And how long po yan? Kasi nga, okay, if I apply that, maybe in the minds of our viewers, so if I apply that, at hindi ho ako sanay, lalo na po baka mga 2 to 3 glasses lang po ako, hindi ho ba ako mabiblot, punta ho ba ako ng CR palagi? So I'm sure there are a lot of, kamusta po ba yun, those who you have recommended, ano ba yung may experience namin pag ginamit ho namin itong formula na ito?
Okay. People who are not used to drinking water will have difficulty in the first place because most people do not drink water because most people they look after what in the beverage that they drink. Number one is the taste.
Mm.
Second is the aroma.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, water is a substance that does not have color, taste, and it does not have any smell or aroma. Okay? So, with that alone, they will have difficulty. However, unless they won't drink adequate volume of water, remember that the body is 70% water and it is the only beverage that the body seeks. And that's the only beverage that it knows.
That
So,
it knows.
yes. So if you don't drink water, train yourself to do so if you would like to maintain your health. Okay, let's go back to that car engine. Diba? Kung gasolina, gasolina. Kung diesel, diesel.
So, disiplina lang po talaga.
But that's what is needed for you to be able to
Yes.
maintain your health is the discipline.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Doc, any recommendations as to how we're gonna do this? So you say, let's say, 12 glasses. Let's say, for example, more than 40, 60,
Mhm.
60 kilograms, 12
Okay.
glasses a day. Tama po ba?
So
All
if
right.
you are 60 kilograms, you have to drink at least minimum of 12 glasses. Okay. Now, this is how I prescribe, okay, if how much water is supposed to drink. Okay. After computing the 60 ml per kilo per day, then you will have a product, okay? The sum of the volume of water that you should drink.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, get 1/4 of it, drink it when you wake up in the morning and then before you go to bed. And
Morning
then
and before
yes,
sleep.
half of 1/4 is 1/8. Drink it 30 minutes before your lunch and 30 minutes before your supper. And
Mm-hmm.
2.5 hours after your breakfast and 2.5 hours after your lunch. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this schedule is because in the morning, you have to take 1/4 the volume. Why? Because you have just woke up from your sleep. At the average, a person would sleep about 8 hours a day. And eight
Mm-hmm.
hours a day without drinking water will make your blood thick in the morning. Okay?
Mm.
That's 8 hours
Yes.
of you not
So it will
drinking anything.
make the blood
So
thick.
you are
Yes.
dehydrated. Okay? As form of drought that occurred because of your non-intake of any beverage while you are asleep. Now,
Yes,
only
ma'am.
babies have this capability to drink while they are asleep. Now,
Mm.
please do not attempt to do that if you are not baby because you're not get down. Okay? Only babies
Marami ho
can do
feeling baby ho, Doc.
that. Okay? Kahit feeling baby ka po, you don't have that reflex anymore. So it's very, very
Yes.
dangerous. Okay? Sige. So our primary objective here is to correct this dehydrated immediately. Actually, Brother Jay, most of the patients who develop stroke and heart
Mm-hmm.
attack
Mm-hmm.
occurs mid-morning. They,
Mid-morning because
it's
the
because
dehydration.
it's they're already dehydrated, and then when they wake up in the morning, their beverage of choice is what? A dehydrating
Coffee.
beverage. Exactly.
Yes.
So you're going to make your blood thicker. And if your blood is thicker, the risk of it to clot is higher.
Very high. Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Now, 1/4 also before you go to bed, this is in anticipation of your drought while you are asleep. So you have to,
Anticipation.
no, yeah, you have to invest water so that when you're asleep, your body will have enough. Although this intake of 1/4 will force you to pee about twice or thrice at night. Okay, so
Yun nga
this is
po.
what,
Gigising
okay,
ka.
yes. So this is one thing that most of my patients would complain. Pero ang sinasabi ko sa kanila, Brother Jay, anong gusto mo, mapuyat o hindi ka na gumising? Okay?
Good question. Good question, Doc.
Okay? Now, what I do is, meron po akong lalagyan ng ihi ko by my bedside. Okay?
Oh,
So, I will
okay.
just stand and pee in there. Okay? So,
Mm-hmm.
meron po yan tubig. I usually, I use an old bucket. Okay? Put
Mm-hmm.
little water at doon ako umiihi. Because if you're going to go to the restroom, kahit 10 steps lang po, yung inyong comfort room, di ba? Babalik ka naman sa restroom. You're gonna go back. So, you're gonna add
Yes.
another few steps. By then, you will be awakened. Di ba?
Yes.
Sabihin sa akin, grabe naman ito si Dr. Paragas na ito. Pinipuyot ako, di ba? Okay, so that's what I do. Okay, in women, since they have to squat, di ba, yung old bucket is a better choice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, some may not be talagang convenient, ano? But what is a little convenience pagdating naman sa health mo?
Mhm, mhm, mhm. So, uso pa ho ang kuwan talaga, ang arinola, no?
Yes.
Pwede mo usang
Uso pa rin.
arinola.
Mm-mm.
Yes, yes, yes. It's good that you mentioned that already, Doc, about the stroke and the heart attack. Maybe you can talk about that already, especially now that the issue of the disease of COVID, of the viruses, and all the potential sickness out there. So,
Yeah.
how can this understanding of water help us?
Okay. As far as disease is concerned, Dr. Feredun Batman Helich, he's the author of the book Your Body's Many Cries for Water. He
Cries
really
for
emphasized that we actually are not sick. We are
Mm,
only thirsty. So he says,
mm,
don't treat your thirst with medication. So this is
mm,
what I do tell my patients also, because water is really important. Okay, I'll give you for
mm,
example, hypertension. The reason why people are developing hypertension is about 80 to 90% of blood is water. So when you
mm,
do not take much water, your blood thickens. And when your
mm.
blood thickens, the heart would require extra force to pump the thicker blood. This
Okay.
extra force required to pump the thicker blood will increase pressure. So if your pressure
Mhm,
increases, that is hypertension or high blood pressure.
mhm,
So is
mhm.
there any medication that you could take that will add more water into your system? There is none. So
None,
what you
except
need
water
is
itself.
water, yes. And isa
Yes.
pa, sa mga patients na nagka-stroke or heart attack, usually doctors will give something to dilute the blood. And usually they'll give
Uh-huh.
aspirin, okay, or
Aspirin.
some other antiplatelet aggregant. But do you know that the best diluent is water? Di ba?
Tubig pa rin.
Ang magandang pampalusaw kahit anong bagay po is water.
Hmm.
So
Pero
why
Doc,
will
hindi
you
ba automatic lalabas naman yan sa kidney? Siguro I'm just
hindi,
trying to
kaya
think
nga,
as
yeah.
a layman eh.
Okay,
Paano siya
ganito
maglilisip?
po.
Yes.
That's the reason why the minerals have to come in place here. Because,
Ayun.
okay, today, since water is polluted, what people drink are purified drinking water. Diba? Either it
Purified,
passes
yes.
through reverse osmosis or distillation. Now, water without minerals, okay, won't be getting inside the cells as required. Because
That's
what pulls water into the cell are the minerals. That's the reason why we have these minerals in our parlance, medical parlance, are electrolytes.
electrolytes.
Yes.
That's
So there must be
significant, Doc.
balance. Okay, so there must be balance inside and outside the cell of what kind of minerals is supposed to be there. So they will be equal or there will be equilibrium on where water should be. Okay, so if you are just drinking water that is just purified, because usually purified water, they do not contain minerals. Kaya
Mhm,
they have
minerals,
this
yeah.
misinformation. Basta nakabote ang tubig, sinasabi nila mineral water. No, they
Mhm.
are purified. They are not mineralized. Okay, so
Okay.
what I do is, I would
Mhm,
replenish the lost minerals in water after purification. And this is where
mhm.
could I say this?
Yes, I think
Okay.
so.
So this is where our ionic mineral drops comes in, because our
Mhm.
ionic minerals are in this ionic state and they are electrolytes. Because if the minerals that you are taking are not electrolytes, then
Mhm.
water cannot be also put into their proper places.
Mm. That's significant, as mentioned a while ago, Doc, that it's not just to water, it's to make sure that the water gets into the cells. And the key to that is the minerals.
Yes,
And this is
exactly.
what you
Yeah.
discovered. That's why you are really advocating the use of water and these minerals.
Yes. That's why my
Mm-hmm.
concept is tubig at mga mineral. It's not tubig
Mm-hmm.
only. It should be tubig at mga mineral. Yes.
Tubig at saka minerals, both. Alright. So, talking about nga ho itong mga diseases na ito, you already mentioned about hypertension, you mentioned already also about stroke. Any other diseases po that can be addressed by this use of more water and also of the
Okay.
minerals?
I would like to discuss, if I have time,
Mm-hmm.
diabetes. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Many of my patients are surprised if I tell them that diabetes is the disease of the brain.
It's a disease of the brain.
Yes. Okay. So
Wow,
okay, but
that's new.
it's not a mental
That's
disease,
new.
But it's something more of
Not a
organic.
mental,
Okay.
clarifying.
Okay.
Yes, just to be sure.
Okay. Brother J, Meralco. Meralco generates power from water. That's the reason why
Mhm.
when La Mesa Dam or yung Angat Dam is depleted water, Metro Manila has this problem of generating power. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay. The
Yes.
brain is likewise. Our brain is immersed in water and it generates its power from water. Now,
Mm-hmm.
Meralco, when it runs out of water, may search, okay, alternative source of power from other sources, like
Yes.
solar energy from the sunlight.
Yes.
Okay, in Ilocos, they have these wind turbines. Okay, in Pangasinan, they have this coal. In some areas like Bicol, they have this geothermal energy coming from the
True.
steam from volcano. Okay, others would have generator utilizing either diesel or gasoline, and
Yes, sir.
others, okay, in just such countries, they will use what they call this nuclear power. So if there are no what they call this water, okay, then there are other sources. So to be the body. So if your brain dries because you lack water, you don't drink much, then the brain will also seek an alternative source of energy. Now this happens to be sugar. Okay,
Oh,
that's the
that's where the
reason
sugar comes
why.
in.
Yes, that's why the blood sugar must be elevated so high so that the brain can utilize sugar as an alternative source when water is depleted. So if this is water, this is sugar, they are inversely related. So when
Mm.
water depletes, sugar must rise.
Goes high.
Yeah, so if you would like to
Yeah.
bring down the sugar, you must increase your water.
Increase the
That's the
water.
reason why diabetics usually are thirsty. But these are the individuals who prefer drinking other beverages other than water.
Yes. And the
Okay, so
usual
they
even would be
must.
sweet
Yes.
beverage.
Okay.
Mm.
So to manage diabetes, you need water too.
Mm. Mhm. Wow. So that's something new again to all the diabetics around. So in other words, we're really saying that diabetes, hypertension, all of these can be preventable. All of these can actually be remedied, even through a very natural means, just by the water and minerals.
Yes. Actually, even
That's
COVID.
mhm. Paano po ba yon?
Okay,
Uh-huh.
it's like this. There was this doctor by the name of Dr. Pierre Jacques Anton Bichamp. Okay, and
Apo.
he says that infection will only occur when your internal environment is filthy and unhealthy. Because he
Mm.
says that these pathogenic microorganisms, they feed on the waste of our body,
Mm.
and these are
Onto the
metabolic
body.
waste. Now,
Yes.
if you don't flush out this metabolic waste, they would accumulate in your system, and this
Yes.
now becomes food for all these pathogenic microorganisms. So, if you would like to correct, okay, or be protected and boost your immune system, all you need to do is to drink much water. That's the reason why
Mm.
you would also note that there are many frontliners, medical professionals who become victim to COVID.
Yes.
Why? Because
Actually,
they
that
are,
really is surprising.
because there are also individuals who would cater to other beverages that they love, especially coffee, rather than water.
Mm, mhm, mhm. Wow. Wow. All right. Doc, so much more. I think there are so many other questions I'd like to also ask, but I would like to give some time to our viewers to also ask several questions. So, to all those who are viewing right now, if you would like to ask any question, then we would invite you down. Just type in your questions and we'll see how we will answer them. All right. So, right now we have one. So, Doc, let me read it for
Mhm.
you. Doc, I was diagnosed with hyperthyroidism recently with thyroiditis. I am on
Mhm.
carbimazole, and steroids for 2 weeks. Will I get well after these medications? And ganun po ba talaga na laging tuyo po ang lalamunan, lalo na po sa gabi?
Okay, 'di ba? Gagaling ba siya? Ang sabi niya, tuyot yung lalamunan.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, if you're dry, one thing that you lack is water. Okay, this is how hyperthyroid happens. Okay, the thyroid gland releases thyroid hormone because thyroid hormone
Mm-hmm.
plays some vital role. Okay, in
Mm-hmm.
our the rate of how fast we should breathe, how fast the heart should beat, your body
Mm-hmm.
temperature, your basal metabolic rate,
Mm-hmm.
even the menstrual period of women. Now, if you lack water, what happens is these hormones cannot reach their target organs when they're released. Because I
Mm-hmm.
mentioned earlier that one of the functions of
Transport.
water is to transport. Okay?
Yes.
So if there's no vehicle that will transport, then the target organs will inform the brain that they are lacking this hormone. So what does the brain do? It's going to send a hormone to stimulate your thyroid gland to produce more because they are not reaching the target organs. And if your thyroid gland will begin producing more of the hormones, then there will be more hormones found in your blood, and that is hyperthyroidism. So how will you manage it? Please drink more water.
All right. Thank you, Doc, for that way of answering the question. We have another question from Gigi Zargon. Hello, G. It so happened I know her. Doc, is it true that when we are thirsty, our mind usually interprets it as hunger?
Yes, when you are past the age of 40, okay?
After 40.
People, yeah, past the age of 40 would perceive thirst as hunger. That's the reason people beyond that age would tend to eat more and drink less. Now, this will cause them to dehydrate and go into a state known as unintentional chronic dehydration. Okay, that's the reason
Mm,
why this is the beginning of the age that people would now develop degenerative diseases because their
yes.
body would begin to dry up because they are only rely on thirst to drink. But they should. That's the reason why, Brother Jay, I gave you the schedules of when people should drink, regardless of they are thirsty or not.
So this is regardless if you are thirsty or not.
Yes.
Well, I think that's very, very important for us to understand difference, no? That we really need to drink either we're thirsty or not.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doc. We have another question.
Mhm.
Kung 40 kilos, sabi ni Catherine, kung 40 kilos, tapos uminom ng 10 to 12 glasses, may bad effect po ba?
Uh,
Kung sobra siguro, yung,
okay.
yeah.
Wala po. Okay, wala.
Wala.
Okay, as long as your kidney is functioning. This is the role of water. Actually, when you drink water, it's not only from the kidneys that water is eliminated. When we exhale, water is being eliminated from the body. When you sweat, water is eliminated from the body. Okay, and when you defecate, water is also eliminated from your body. It's not only through urination. Actually, I would prefer you to drink more water than recommended because it's just like when you are taking a bath. Okay? When you are having more water, then you'll be happier than just limited amount of water. So too with the body. Now, the best way to check if you are hydrated properly or not is just check on the color of your urine. The
Yes.
color of
Color
your
of the
urine,
urine.
yeah, must always be colorless. Okay, to say
Clear.
that you are not dehydrated.
Thank you for that measure. All right.
Yeah.
Yes, Doc. So, Doc, it's okay to have more water as long as your kidneys are okay. Ganun po,
Yes.
no? As long as
Actually,
your
most
kidneys.
most of my patients who are developing kidney failure, they have the history of not drinking much water at all. Because the frequent findings that you find in patients with chronic kidney disease is that their kidneys have decreased in size. And that would indicate that they are
Mm,
shrinking, and that is lack
yes.
of water.
Lack of water. Doon nagsimula.
Yeah, doon nagsimula.
Yes, Doc. Another question, Doc. Ayan, importante ko to at mainit. Malamig na tubig, Doc. Mahilig ako sa malamig na tubig. Okay lang po ba yun?
Okay, as far as the temperature is concerned, no problem with me. However,
Mhm.
cold water in an empty stomach is a bit irritating. So what I do recommend is yung room temperature na water.
Room temperature po ang
Yes.
recommending.
Yeah. But
Because
since
baka
mainit
sensitive
ngayon, di
siya.
ba? Mainit kasi ngayon. So yung room temperature pa ngayon is medyo warm, di ba? So you could add a
Yeah,
little ice para ma-tolerate mo. No problem.
no problem. Okay. So that's a question from Shelly. Thank you, Shelly, for giving that question. We have another question from Merlita. How about lemon water upon waking up? Is this healthy? Doc, we've also heard of that, lemon water.
Okay. Dr. Batman Helage says in his research of the effects of water in the body, he does not recommend that you put anything into water because when you put anything in water, water will not be absorbed immediately. Okay, so
Oh,
infusing it with lemon or some other vegetables is not recommended. And the reason
Mm.
why these substances are in the solid form is for you to eat them and not drink them.
Ganun po ba yun?
That's
All
nature,
right,
di
so
ba?
that's a different
If
way.
it's solid,
Mm.
eat it. If it is liquid, then drink it. But don't drink solids.
Don't drink solids. Wow, that's a different way. Well, thank you, Doc, because
Mm.
I was looking at the use of lemon and etc. But maybe, yeah, as long as I don't neglect the 12 glasses of water,
Uh,
don't use.
right.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that
the
should
reason
work, no?
people, okay, the reason other people would put lemon is for them to have that taste because, as I said, water is tasteless. So people won't be
Yes.
able to tolerate without it. So sometimes what they do is they put lemon or any other flavor just to suit their taste.
All right. Thank you, Doc. Another question from Lala. Says Lala, thank you. I love to drink coffee, especially if I'm sleepy. Can water help me with that?
Okay, the reason why people drink coffee when they're sleepy because coffee has caffeine that is a stimulant. So it's gonna wake you
Mm-hmm.
up. Okay, but this is the thing. Why are you sleepy in the first place? Because it's
Mm-hmm.
because your body needs to rest. Our
Mm-hmm.
even machines they need to rest, diba? So too with
Mm-hmm.
the body. And
Yes, Doc.
oftentimes the problem with coffee is that since it is a stimulant, it will not help you store your energy. So the effect of
Mm.
coffee is like your car parked along the road and yet you are stepping on the gas.
On the
So it is
gas.
going to consume your energy faster than it's supposed to be. So if your energy is drained, then the body will complain that it needs to recharge. So you become sleepy. Now, the
Mm.
best, okay, fluid that will perk you up actually is water. Remember, when I was discussing about diabetes, di
Yes.
ba? Meralco
Mm.
gets energy from water. That's the
Water.
reason why our body is 70% water because water generates power. But the thing is,
Yeah.
most people they don't want to drink water because of that taste. So water
Mm.
is a better, it's not a better, it's the best beverage
It's the
that you
best.
could drink, yeah, to increase your energy.
Amazing. I think we're wrapping up our question and answer bit. I'm sure there's so many more, but here we have one
Mhm.
more. This is from Cynthia. Thank you, Cynthia, for bringing this question. Ano pong foods ang nakakapag-drain ng water sa katawan para makaiwas po kami?
Okay. The most common substance that will drain water today is
Yes,
caffeine because
caffeine.
you find
Yeah,
caffeine in several beverages. Okay.
yeah.
Coffee, tea, soft drinks, energy drink, chocolates, and sports drinks. Okay, even tea has caffeine.
Even
So
tea has caffeine.
yes, it has
Kahit po
caffeine.
yung mga ibang herbal tea.
Um,
Green tea, may caffeine ho yan. Pag green
Brother
tea, mga
Jay,
ganyan.
all these things they come from herb, di ba? Sa plant kinukuha eh.
Papa.
We don't get tea from animals. We don't get coffee from animals. So
Yes.
when they use the term herb, everything naman, caffeine, is taken from herb. Because ang caffeine po, it belongs to the family of alkaloids. Okay?
Mhm.
And their family members are cocaine, heroin, nicotine, and caffeine. These are all from plants.
Wow.
So
Wow.
sometimes people will use the term herbal just to make it seem it's
Healthy.
medicinal. Okay, it's
Medicinal.
medicinal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that's why I said I don't want to talk about some controversies. Okay.
Oh nga po,
So
because there are a
just
lot of
drink
those.
water.
So,
Yes.
yeah, water. And yes, so lessen these caffeine-containing food.
Yeah. Actually, it's not
Yan.
lesson. It's best to avoid them.
Avoid pa
Yeah.
talaga.
Because
Ayan, yung
but
mga
Dr.
chocolate
Batman, yeah.
lovers nang
It's because but
nanlulugmo ng
Dr. Yeah.
amoyo.
It's because Dr. Batman Helit said that if you drink 1 cup of water, you'll be losing 3 cups of water. No, if you drink 1 cup of coffee, you'll be losing 3 cups of water.
3 cups of
Yeah.
water.
So it's 1:3.
So dapat bawiin talaga, no? Tubig.
Yes. Kung kaya mo.
Yes, yes,
Mm.
yes. Thank you, Doc. Oh gosh,
Okay.
so I'm sure there's so many other questions on the line.
Mhm.
One more. Sige po. There's coming here one more from Melissa Abion. Doc, can we consult you now online after this? Opo, yan. So wonderful.
Um,
I'll give you the floor now, Doc, for
okay.
all that you'd like to share so that we can get in contact with you. Also know what are the other things that we need to know so that we can benefit from what you are advocating right now. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much for the opportunity. So if you would like to get in touch with us, you could just send your message to our website. Okay, it's www.ioniqueminerals.com. We have
Mhm.
offices in Cubao, Davao City, Cebu. Okay, and our head office is located in Naga City. Okay, so you could just
Mhm.
check on there, or to the social media accounts, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube channel. It's Ionique, spelled Ionique,
Mhm.
CMD, CMD, Philippines. Okay? And then our president, Ma'am Bernie, just sent me this message that if you know anybody who is COVID positive and would like to try our uh, ionic mineral drops as the mode of management, then the company is given 160 ml butter for free. Okay, so you could just
Wow,
contact,
160.
okay, please contact Ionic Minerals Ortigas, care of Sister Mean T and Sister Maris Dasilio. So you could contact them. Okay, and if there are interested parties who would like to purchase, then you could contact Shepherd's Boys Multi-Purpose Cooperative based in Chicago, Cubao. Their contact number is 0920-9133-547. I will repeat that. It's 0929133547. So thank you very much.
Yes, Doc. Doc, I heard you mentioned about Shepherd's Voice. May promo ho yata kayo ngayon about a book?
Okay. My book that's entitled "The Number One Reason Why You're Diabetic." Okay,
Mm.
they have hard copies there, and I believe that the ebook that they have is my first book, which is entitled "The
Wow.
Number One Reason Why You're Sick." In that book, it gives the details of how water should be used and utilized to correct all your physical sufferings, quote unquote.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Doc. Any last words, Doc, for our viewers about all of this?
Okay. There are several doctors who are not into Western medicine that they have chosen other modes to management. And I'm not also against Western medicine. However, I have lost both parents to medications. So this motivated me to search for other ways to manage our patient. And I found out that water plays a very vital role in restoring your health. That's the reason why Dr. Martin Fox, the author of the book, uh, Healthy Water for a Longer Life, says that the quality of your drinking water is important to your health. And it may
Mm.
be the vital and the missing link to your overall health program. Okay? So please drink water only.
Well said. Mukhang convinced, but we really need to discipline ourselves lang po, no, Doc?
Yes,
Doc?
I understand that, Brother Jay, because I have several patients after a week or two, especially those who are addicted to coffee, because caffeine is really addicting. Okay, it is one of the substance that actually caffeine is the most what do you call this abused substance today. Okay, even children are addicted to it. So fight it off. It's for your own good. If you love your family, okay, or yourself, then you'll do it.
All right. Doc, thank you so much for the time that you have given us. Actually, I'm also trying to understand much more about what Doc is saying. So please avail of the book. I actually have your book, Doc.
Oh, thank you very much.
Go to Feast Books. Okay,
Mhm.
it's 30% off if you get it. Okay, number one. reason why you're diabetic. Here also we have the number one reason why you're sick.
Mhm.
Okay. Also here would be the understanding of the minerals. Yung sinasabi ni Doc. Just for those who don't, who would like to understand more, you drink your water, tapos meron din silang, ito po, the
Yes.
ionic that they put into the
Pinapatak.
water. All right. Pinapatak lang naman. And then that adds to, yes, the mineral content of the water with all the benefits that we have been saying and sharing. So with that, again, Doc, thank you so much for enlightening us and for helping us in this journey. Now we'll look at water in a very different way again. Here's hoping that we'll have a more hydrated Philippines or hydrated self because of this. God bless you po, Doc.
Thank you very much to Jay and your team. Thank you very much.
Thank
And God
thank you
bless you
so
all.
much. Keep
Maraming
safe,
salamat
Doc.
po.
Maraming
Sure.
salamat po.
You
God
too.
bless you.
Okay. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you. Wow. So we hope that you have gained a whole lot of insight and also realizations with everything that Doc Renato Paragas has given us. That is our guest for this afternoon about how to deal with our sickness by just use of water. How water and minerals can really contribute to our health. So for any other information, do please get in contact with Facebooks or do message him in his social media account so that you will really gain much more from that. Friends, thank you for joining me. I just like to thank all those who have been messaging us and also for also doing what was this sharing our video, sharing and liking our page. We hope that you can join us again next week for another interesting interview that we're going to have, and also keep abreast with all what Feast TV Live would like to give. All right, friends. Please join Feast TV Live on Wednesday. So this is also here on Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. This time it will be with Brother George Gabriel, and he'll be talking about from surviving to thriving, how to strengthen your faith in times of uncertainties. All right, Rabe, no, especially right now with all the uncertainty, you'd like to really get some inspiration from Brother George Gabriel. That will be this Wednesday on Feast TV Live at 7:30. So tune in, friends. I'd like also to invite you to join me every Sunday at Feast Valle Verde. We air our feast at 2 o'clock or 3 p.m. at feastvalleverde.com or at our Facebook page at Feast Valle Verde. Or you can also join me every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. That will be at Wednesday Feast Festival Alabang. And thank you so much for also following me. If you'd like to keep in touch, also please flash on the screen a while ago was are my contact details. So here also Coach Jeo Gawin and also Jeo Gawin at Twitter and also on Facebook. Friends, it has been a pleasure to be with you this afternoon. We hope that this was a enlightening and helpful session for you. Hope that you can join us once again next week. Let me end with a very short prayer so that we end it also with the blessing of the Lord. Okay? In the name of the Father, Son, of the Holy Spirit, amen. Oh Lord God, we thank you for all the wisdom, for all the enlightenment that you give us. You have created us perfectly and grant us, therefore, the knowledge, the understanding of how to use what you give us, even the simple and the blessed substance of water. You are our living water, and thus, Lord God, may we benefit from this resource that you give us. May we be healed, may we be blessed. Thank you, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. Friends, here's to a really hydrated week, month, and year ahead for all of us. We hope that this was really a blessing for you. Till next time, please join us at Feast TV Live once again. This is Brother Jay Gawin thanking all of you. We'll see you next time. God bless you.